it? No way. That's it.
Hi everyone, this is Prof Peterson with the Frog Outside the Well Research Center, and today my guest is my favorite YouTuber. Hi Chad. I wanted to talk to you today and do some of the historical background and cultural background on this Comfort Women and Dokdo thing that you went out and filmed in New York City.
Yep.
That was a tremendous idea.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was a good experience, and I think it was beyond fun. It was, useful, helpful, hopefully, and meaningful. And so I feel like on my channel I do a lot of things that are fun. So I wanted to do something that was a cool experience for me, but more importantly, something meaningful.
That's more what I'm trying to do, the historical cultural thing.
Right.
But I want to make it fun and interesting so people will watch.
Right. You have to have the right balance.
That's right, the balance. And I'm not you. I don't do K-pop and these kinds of things. I'm more interested in more serious matters, but I want them to be fun and interesting.
Yes.
But what you did with this was just fantastic. Where'd you get the idea?
So, I mean, I had thought about it for a long time, and I thought about, I know this is an issue, right? And I know that as I'd learned more about the historical background of it and Japan's approach, I was like, okay, what could I do that could capture people's attention and that's compelling?
And that a lot of people would see it.
A lot of people would
hear it and understand it.
Right. So I just kept thinking, I was like, what can I do that's really big? Just over the top even. And so then I was like, Times Square.
So you decided to spend your own money. You researched how much it would cost to get it to run for one day.
Yep.
And the day was, of all things, August 14th.
Yep.
Comfort Woman Day.
Yeah.
The day before August 15th, Liberation Day.
Right. And so essentially, while it was kind of cool because it was running August 14th in the U.S., but that was August 15th in Korea.
Yeah,
so Liberation Day in Korea.
Yeah.
And then Comfort Women on Memorial Day in the U.S. Yeah.
Incredible. And in addition to the Comfort Women, you hit the Dokdo thing. There are three things. You didn't hit the Tonghae, the East Sea thing.
I did not. I did a little bit. If you watch the very beginning, I say that it's located
in the East Sea. Yeah, you did. I did see that.
So it's a little bit subtle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But that's the thing that I get all the time from my Korean friends. Do you say East Sea? Do you say Dokdo?
Yeah.
And what about our Comfort Women? These are important issues. And on the one hand, you were really concerned about it being too political.
Yeah, I was.
And so you found a line that is not political, but is informative in an important way that Americans should learn and think about this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was masterful the way you did it, but the filming you did was really interesting because you were nervous about whether they'd cancel at the last minute.
I
was worried that
even though they approved it,
if I lived in New York, it'd be less of an issue. But I didn't have a lot of time while I was out there, so I was like, if something goes wrong, then that's it.
You're toast because you just had a.
Even if they give me my money back, it's like, well, I can't. I'm gonna have to buy another plane ticket, arrange, housing again, and so this was kind of one shot, and so I felt like, all right, I have to do it right, and I have to be a little more careful.
So that's why you were so nervous at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think people may not have understood that.
Okay, yeah.
Why is he so nervous? Just buying a billboard is no big deal, but it was getting close to the line of being political.
Yeah.
And not wanting to offend Japan.
Exactly.
Now, how we don't want to offend Japan either.
Yeah.
We love Japan. Yeah. Japan's a wonderful place. But the issue is, why are the Koreans so upset about this? What in the world do they want from Japan? And I guess the answer, I don't know what you think about it, but I think the answer is revealed in just this last week. Germany apologized to Poland again. Yeah. They have no problem doing that. The Germans have no problem saying, hey, we did a lot of bad stuff during World War II, but that was then and this is now. The Japanese can't seem to do that.
They can't. So, yeah, in some ways, I'm okay with offending Japan a little bit, so long as I feel it's the right thing to do. Because I know this billboard was not going to make people in Japan happy, right? I know that they'd be upset about it, but yeah. So, and you're right. It's that Germany is, and I don't think Poland's out there demanding apologies.
No,
and the reason
yeah.
they're not out there demanding apologies is because Germany's doing it.
Germany's ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. If Japan were ahead of the game,
Korea wouldn't have to say anything.
yeah,
Right. Korea wouldn't have to say.
and there is a faction within Japan that says, you know, we should be ahead of the game. We should be apologizing. We should face up to it, and we should say that was then and this is now. We're not those people anymore.
Exactly.
But the way they do it, it's almost like, yeah, we're those people. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, and sometimes they won't even do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll just be like, no, it's done. Don't
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and so I mentioned this in my videos. I say, you know, my issue with it is always Japan trying to be like, we're completely done with this.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't. That just doesn't work for me. And it's almost like denial. It almost becomes like this conspiracy thing where.
Yeah. We apologize once and we're done.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the extremists in Japan say that, like, well, we're not even entirely sure that we're responsible for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what you have to stamp out.
I was in a seminar in Korea several years ago, and just before Prime Minister Aso, or when Prime Minister Aso was the president, and in this group of scholars, there were two Japanese specialists, and on one of the breaks, they were walking along, and I just happened to be behind them.
Yeah.
I overheard them say, "Why are the Koreans so upset about this? You know, give it a break. We apologize. We paid money. Let it rest."
Yeah.
It was like the next day, not quite, but a week or two later, Aso comes out and says, "Well, most of them were prostitutes anyway."
Yeah.
I mean, just putting his foot in it.
Yeah, it's like how it just seems to me that Japan keeps sabotaging themselves.
Yeah.
And that if they would just do a little bit, I'm not even asking for a lot, but if they would just do a little bit, make some acknowledgments.
Yeah.
We talked about this before we started filming, but the statue there at the end of the three girls holding hands, each facing outwards, that's in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's interesting because you see the statue of the little girl on the chair. That's the one that sits in front of the embassy in Seoul, the Japanese embassy, and that's the one that's been replicated in Gardenia and other places in California, New Jersey too. I think. But this is a new one. San Francisco have a different way to do it.
And so and then right there you can also see there's an older woman looking on right there.
Oh,
a fully grown Comfort.
That's part of the statue.
That's part of it. That's part of the memorial.
Oh, really?
And so, anyway, I had heard. I think this happened within the last year. I can't remember when it happened, but basically, Osaka has terminated their sister city relationship with San Francisco
because of this.
Because of this one.
Oh, really?
Because of a statue.
Really?
That.
That's the Comfort Women thing.
Yeah.
What about Dokdo? Dokdo, that's another one. They can be very, very political. I remember during the 2012 Olympics, the London Olympics,
Yes.
that there was a soccer player by the name of Park Jong-woo
Okay.
who didn't get his bronze medal
Oh yes. Oh yes.
with everyone else.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the game, somebody hands him this Dokdo는 우리당
Yeah.
sign with the teguki in the circles there.
Yeah.
And you know, he grabbed it, was running around, he was celebrating, and all of a sudden they say, political statement.
So what I'm curious is who found out?
Who found out?
It's the signs in Korean.
Oh yeah.
So who
said it?
So who is turning this guy in?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like who found this? Who found out that?
Oh,
this
that's
is,
interesting.
Of what it says, right?
Yeah.
And my guess, it was somebody on the Japanese side.
Oh yeah.
They saw it. They alerted the FIFA officials, or the Olympic officials, I guess, in this case, and they said, "Hey, this guy's making a political message that's very offensive," and made a big deal of it, right?
Yeah. You know, this story has a happy ending, though. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in February the following year, about 6 months later, he made an appeal to the Olympics committee in Lucerne, Switzerland, and was given his bronze medal.
I mean, to take it away for something that, in my opinion, is not very political.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is that Korea is in possession of Dokdo, right? And so they own it. They have it.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, the equivalent of an American holding up a sign that Hawaii belongs to America, right?
Yeah.
And then be like, no, sorry, you can't get your medal because we've offended Japan. But yeah, I'm glad he was able to rightfully get his medal.
Yeah, that was an interesting event, but it just shows how political this could be, and why you were quite nervous about whether this would go or not in New York City.
Yeah, and so a lot of it is that I wasn't even sure that it would go up. I was hopeful, and I thought it would, but I couldn't be sure that the advertisement would go up
until it
popped up.
And you were so excited about it.
Yeah.
There it is. Well, that was good. Great job on that.
Thank
and I just wanted to take a minute and do the cultural background and say great job. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe. Bye-bye.
Bye.